Okay, I'm in Berlin now. This is actually the third of my 4 days here. And I really haven't been taking a lot of film because I just kind of burned out on it a little bit. But I just wanted to show a couple of unusual little things. First of all, there's all kinds of squares in the city, which they call platzes. And everything's kind of defined by a platz. And I'm trying to remember which platz this is. Oh, this is Victoria Louis Platz. I don't know if you can read that on the sign. And it is just very quiet and peaceful, a lot of cafes, a lot of beautiful old buildings. Let me give an idea. There you go. There was just a rush of people that walked by, but generally it's been really quiet. I'm asking people, because there's so many old buildings here, apparently this area wasn't bombed as heavily as the downtown sections, so they were able to rebuild a lot of the buildings. If you go to the center city, which they call Mitte, you will actually see everything is pretty new, because I guess that was bombed too heavily, and so that's all been rebuilt, and it looks more like an American city. Lots of hustle bustle as well. Yesterday I went over to the Brandenburg Gate, got my passport stamped at like a little fake Checkpoint Charlie, and also saw the Reichstag, which was the kind of the head of the Nazi government, and I guess it's a government building again. There's also a large Jewish museum there. The interesting thing is both the gate and the Reichstag building have quite a few pot marks from artillery fire that they just left after the war. Okay, there's a lot of smart cars that I've noticed once I got to Germany, and you know, they're just making the appearance in the States, but they actually do park them nose into the curb here. This is not the only one I've seen park nose into the curb, but much more common here than in Belgium or certainly Denmark. You see them quite. Hi, I'm here in the Berlin subway system, which is quite extensive. The layout is similar to London in that there's a ring railroad line, and then there's lines radiating through it and around it. It's much less crowded, though, than London or than New York. So it kind of looks like the New York system or the London system, but just a lot more relaxed pace, which is really nice. They have two types of trains here. The U-Bahn, which is for, I think, Untergrund, or underground, which is mostly underground, although sometimes above ground. And then there's the S-Bahn, and I'm not quite sure what that stands for, but the S-Bahn's a little bit more, it runs above ground, mostly, and it's a slightly more commuterish type of train. Although they have other commuter trains, the S-Bahn does kind of run out further than the U-Bahn does. And the S-Bahn is, again, mostly above ground, but not